Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. In last videos I'm working on my audio projects and I need to also order a lot of components tools from China. Therefore of course nowadays a lot of product come with the English, but then from time to time you might have some Chinese characters there. Therefore I think it's interesting to maybe make a short video to introduce some of the Chinese for the components, tools, something like that. So yeah, maybe we can get started. The first one is I would like to say welcome. So then maybe I can just write it down here. So this is the welcome. So in Chinese we call it 欢迎. That means welcome you. And then of course after that we have first is the components. Let's say very common one. The most common one is this one. I think you all recognize this one. This is basically a resistor, right? And so usually when writing in Chinese, we will say here. So this is called 电 and this is called 主. So 电 here actually means electricity, and 主 here means blocking. So in combination, that means blocking the electricity. Therefore, it is the resistor. Right. So this is quite common. So basically, in Chinese, we can combine the meanings together here, and then you will see 电主. And then of course the then the other one. Also related to this resistor, what about the values? How large is the resistor? Then we can say in English we say ohm. It's the unit, but then in here in Chinese we can say this is basically means ohm, and this is in Chinese we also read it as O. So it's more like derived from the sound to say, okay, this is the how many ohm. And of course, at some point you have ohm, but then you have also kilo ohm. That means 1k 1k ohm, for example. Then we can say 1000 ohm in here, this one. That means 1000 in China. So 1 kilo ohm is 1000 ohm. So yeah, this is the resistor. And then if you want to get even bigger ones, then we had to say I just say here 1k. And what about 1 mega ohm? So in English you will say 1 m. And then in Chinese we say here. So this is the Chinese character for ohm. It's reading as 兆 ohm. Then of course the writing this one is a little bit more difficult than this one, but yeah, if you get used to it, then you can read it a couple of times, then maybe you will know how to say it, right? So this is the a resistor, and what for the capacitors. So let's put the sample here. So this is a capacitor. This is the capacitor, but to put the capacitor in Chinese. Then you have here. So if you remember, this word is the same. That means electricity. And then the other one, this is mean blocking, but then in the Chinese, this is actually this one. And this in Chinese read rong, so it's a dian rong. That means, and this rong actually means can hold the stuff. So that means in these two words, that means holding the electricity, holding the electricity. So that's basically what capacitor do, right? So this is also very straightforward to understand. So in this way, I think actually in Chinese it's maybe easier than English in this way. So you just need to remember the electricity and what to do with it. So blocking electricity and holding electricity. Yeah. So the capacitor unit is a farad. And then in China and Chinese, again, at least the same story. So in here it's ohm. I can put it here. And in farad here, in Chinese, it's writing as here. So this is called fa in Chinese. So it's the same as it's derived from the pronunciation of the English. And then, as you can imagine, so the same. Okay, so maybe it's a different unit. So we can say 1 picofarad. And in Chinese, we call it P fa. So this is this Chinese character called P, and this in Chinese actually, if you want to say the meaning, it actually means the skin. But because it's the starting pronunciation is P, so it's close to the P here, so we call it P fa. That's the pronunciation. And then what about the microfarad? So 1 microfarad, and in Chinese it's a little bit different. Then we say so this is basically called wei fa. So wei means very small stuff, very small thing. So wei fa means the microfarad. So this is also you can see they are like a little bit different. So this is basically derived from the meaning to the farad. And also this one is, for example, if you want to use it as other unit. For example, we can say wei, and then we can say mi. And what does this one mean here? Wei mi, it's actually 1 micrometer. So, and this mi actually means meter. But in the real meaning, like very original meaning for this one is basically the rise. For example, like now a lot of producer, like Chinese mobile producer called Xiaomi, that means small rice, right? So if we say Xiaomi, this is the small rice is the famous of this Chinese mobile producer. Yeah. So this is about the capacitors. And then we have the other one, which is also quite common. So for this one, we all know this is the inductor. And in Chinese, again, maybe you can already guess, this is, so this means electricity is called 电, right? So Chinese is very simple, right? And then the other one is, again, if we imagine the meaning, so we call it 抗, 电抗, that means inductor. So what does this one means? It's this one is actually have a little bit meaning of a fighting. So fighting for the electricity. So how do we interpret this one? So we all know that the inductor, it has a characteristics that it only allow the DC to pass, but then it will block the AC, right, or make the AC very difficult to pass. So basically in here the current is a fighting for the AC to go through. So we can use this way to remember. And then of course we have again the unit. So for the inductor, the unit is a Henry. So but in Chinese, as the same rule, so it's basically the pronunciation. So we just put it as here. Name actually pronounce this character pronounced as hen. This means it's similar pronunciation, right? Henry, and we say hen. And then of course we have like 1 mH. So what do we say that? So this is 1 millihenry. So we can say in here we can write it. Actually, I make a mistake here. So this is actually. So this is actually this is also read as how, and this is also read as how, and this means actually very small, and this one is actually like very, like, for example, rich people, and then we say 豪亨. Actually it's a rich people here means, but if we say 豪亨 here, that means this is very small and this is the unit, so it's the small unit. Interesting. So in Chinese we can have the same, it's the same pronunciation but different meanings, exactly different meanings. And yeah, the same story. For the 1 microhenry, so that means we can, as you probably already can guess, here we can have the so this is the microhenry here. And then of course if we want to go to even smaller one, so 1, so this is 1 nanohenry. So in Chinese we then say, so this is the nano and this read na, and then we can say, so na hen. Okay, so then we cover the most 3 common ones, common components. So next time when you see this one, for sure, 电, you know there's electricity. So yeah, I hope this give you some idea of Chinese, and maybe hopefully you can also remember something here. Yeah, if you find this video helpful, just let me know, put it in the comment. Yep, thanks, we see you next time. Bye bye.